exclusives.co.uk. Follow us on Twitter.
Back in October, the PFA announced a 6-point action plan. Do you think that's made a big difference? Do you think that's a stride forward?
Well, the thing about that 6-point action plan, Josh, was that it was basically the publication of works that had been ongoing for between 2 and 3 years previously. The sorry thing about football is that to effect change, you have to go through the right channels, and currently those mechanisms are very slow. So that was a verbalisation of all the work that had gone on before. But what it has shown us is that in bringing that work to public attention, instead of just doing it behind the scenes, there's an element and a level of interest that has actually helped mobilise, the change that is required within the game. So I think we're learning as a union as we continue in our battles on various issues, and we have learned from this to definitely be far more open and vocal about the works that are going on.
What's your opinion on the Rooney Rule? Because obviously that's getting a lot of attention over the last few months, and do you think that could benefit the game?
It's an interesting discussion that needs to be had about it, because the equality of opportunity is vital within any industry, but especially football. The questions are being asked whether opportunity is currently equal, and I think that the track record of the game would show that it's not. But how you address that is key. The Rooney Rule as it is, I think it would contravene certain employment laws that we have over here, established by the European Court. So we would have to have a look at it and see how we could adapt something of that ilk to place in the game, so that the level of opportunity is addressed and the equality of that. But in order to maintain the integrity of the game and the sport, we have to maintain a meritocracy. So you don't want positive discrimination in any area, but you do want to maintain equality of opportunity, and that's a tough balance to strike.
In terms of Twitter, I know you're an avid user of Twitter. Do you view that as a useful tool to eradicate racism? Because it's got a few people have been reported from racial tweets. Do you think that's a useful tool, or do you think it gives an unnecessary platform for some people to get across their racist views?
People tend to analyse something that it has to be good or it has to be bad. It has to contribute or it has to be against. And Twitter is one of those tools that will forever sit in a grey area. It's the evolution of modern communications, and as an industry, as society, if you're going to develop effective communications, you have to speak on the platforms that people are speaking on, your target audience, and social networking sites are that platform currently. So if we're going to proliferate messages, what better way to do it than on the platform that people are talking? The negative side of it, the sad part of it, is that because we are in a nation of free speech and this is an open platform, then there will be people who have the opportunity to air views that are maybe abusive, or maybe discriminatory, or maybe that we just don't agree with. That is the society that we live in. But I'll tell you what it does do, it highlights that pockets of discriminatory and abusive thoughts and ideas do still prevail in the minority, which shows us that we do still have work to do.
Do you think a breakaway union for black players, like it's been talked about in recent months, do you think that would be quite self-defeating?
It's a terrible idea. I think a complete breakaway black players union is utterly counterproductive. It would only serve to divide something that has been established in order to counter the division, if that makes sense. The union in its current guise has fought long and hard for equality, and has done anything and everything it possibly can for black, white and Asian members, and any permutation of the three. So if you created a black players union as a separate entity to the PFA, it would instantly establish us and them, and that is divisive, it's counterproductive, and will probably establish actual targets for that minority to direct their abuse at.